Morning everybody, Mike Niemiec here, closing out the week on this Friday, April the 12th. Well, for the week, we're only a little bit lower. We're down roughly around 1 to 2 cents, give or take, for the wheat, corn, and beans. Pretty much unchanged in the meal, maybe down around 10 points in the soybean oil. And we're trying to give a little bit of it back in the overnight trade. We're up around a penny or so in the wheat, corn, and beans, unchanged in the meal, and maybe up around 5 points in the soybean oil. So really not much in the way of traction so far this week. We had the USDA report out earlier in the week, saw where we made some lows or tested some old lows, but really not much in the way of follow through. USDA report in some means was validated yesterday when we got our weekly export sales. Them once again not being up to snuff with the USDA is forecasting, and or once again still running behind a year ago. And there too, not much traction to the downside with prices. We look at our commitment of trades report, our player sheets, our open interest. We're finding out that the trade's not really wanting to go and cover their estimated net short positions. We do have a commitment of trades report update after the close today. And if anything, some of the open interest still goes and shows us that we are out there even having people still wanting to add to some of their net short positions. But we're upholding the lows and surmise that it's the trade talks that are ongoing with the Chinese and the growing season, planting season in front of us and the Northern Hemisphere with weather, all seemingly kind of keeping somewhat of a little bit of a near-term support, maybe being arbitrary, and still this non-bullish environment that's keeping us from working lower. Weather, well, we're getting through with a cyclone bomb right now, but next week looks to be another sloppy week, and the trade will start to take a little bit more notice in that as we start to work through April and start looking at our crop progress numbers. The forecast right now for the following weekend and thereafter is for a drier forecast. So I would imagine the trade will start to take note of that. If that does not occur, as we'll start pushing our way towards May, and once again the trade wanting to see stuff getting into the ground, once again providing support, providing perhaps some stimulus to get shorts out of their positions. And still, once again, nothing new with the trade talks with China, so that's still kind of watching the news wires. But it is kind of interesting to see in a different slant where China bought pork from the U.S. Maybe they're also buying pork. They have this pig disease. They kind of a negative in the sense that they don't want the beans in the meal because they're not out there rebuilding their herds. It looks like they're just going for the raw product right now. But it is interesting in a different slant, like I say, as far as Chinese demand goes, that if they are going to be buying pork around the world, who do they buy it from? And those people that are providing it, such as the U.S., the feed ingredients are going to be needed more domestically, that being the corn and the soybean meal. But once again, that's just something to keep an eye on to try and keep us interested in, once again, a non-bullish environment, but the market upholding its lows, the trade being net short, looking for some new stimulus, and all in all, once again, perhaps once again, another day of just having a lull trade above our most recent lows. Have a good weekend. These are my opinions, not that of ADMIS, and I thank you.